Welcome back to the Painted Peach for 2 Snowman DIYs. Today's video is a part of 12 Days of Christmas hosted by Rustic and Lace DIY and Krista's Crafty Life, day number 6, Snowman. I am taking this bunny from the Dollar Tree and we're going to create a snowman. I cut off the ears and the feet and we are going to paint over this whole bunny with some Waverly plaster paint. Now I have these stencils from Chalk Couture and I have these little bags. I believe I got them from Hobby Lobby in a pack of so many. And we're going to create a little pouch for our snowman's belly with this bag and this stencil. Now we're getting our snowman back out and we're going to make sure it's good and dry before we create any further. I have these fabrics that we're going to use on our snowman. This is just a ribbon, like a gift ribbon that I got in like the Christmas section, and I'm adding a little bit of coffee stain to it, and this will just give it that little vintage vibe instead of being so stark white with the red. We're going to make sure that's good and dry. Now we're getting out this coffee stained cheesecloth that I have. I also have some buttons and we're going to use some crochet thread to sew our buttons onto our snowman. And I'm just using a needle. I have a very hard time threading it, but we will get these sewn right on. Usually I just hot glue things on, but I wanted this to last, and so I used the thread. Now I'm just tying them off, and now that we have our buttons on, we can move on to our next step. I'm just adding this coffee stained cheesecloth for the scarf that goes around our snowman. I'm gonna make the scarf go up a little bit because I want it to be as if it's covering his little mouth, and his nose is gonna stick out from the scarf. I'm also adding this ribbon on so that we can add a little bit of color in there. And now I am fiddling with it because I wasn't real sure I liked it. So I do a lot of fiddling as I create. So I'm just trimming that up, and I really think it's super cute. We're gonna add this little pouch on there, and I'm gonna do that with some of these rusty safety pins that I created myself. Well, I didn't create the safety pin, but I rusted them myself. And we're gonna add those on for that little bit of rustic touch. Now we just need to add our nose in there. And like I said, I wanted to tuck it underneath that scarf. We're adding a little bit of this dark shoe polish just to tone down that orange a bit. I didn't want it to be so bright. I want this to look rustic and primitive. So I wanted to make sure I toned down that brightness. I'm also taking some of this Distress Oxide, and then I'm making sure I dry it really well, and we'll add it right in to where that scarf is. Now we're going to create a cute little tag for our snowman. I decided he needed some more embellishments. I have this greenery that I'm going to add in with a rusty bell, and I think it really finishes him off, makes him super cute. And we also do end up adding that tag in a bit. Look how precious he is. All right, only thing left to do, of course, is add his hat. And I do believe I do not get that recorded, but you will see it in just a minute at the end of this tutorial. I hope you'll share your creations with me. I do have a group called the Painted Peach and Friends, and you can share videos and pictures and all that good stuff over there on Facebook. And here he is, all complete. All right, DIY number 2, I have these legs off of my old couch. I just screwed them together, and I'm taking some Vaseline based chapstick, and I'm going over the whole thing on like the edges, the raised edges where I want it to chip off. Then taking some of this Waverly paint and going over the whole thing, and we are going to make this into a snowman. It's super heavy, so it's not something I'd be able to ship, but I do end up decorating with this each year, and I just love him so much. As you paint, you'll be able to tell where you put your chapstick. The paint won't adhere to that part, and then it's super easy to either wipe it off, scrape it off. You could even use tape to pull it off, and the paint comes right off of those pieces that you added the chapstick to. And I think it gives it a good rustic look and gives it kind of like an outline to where you're not just having one solid paint color. Now that it is all painted and dried, we are just going to take our sanding gator and just sand right over those edges where that chapstick was at, and you can see that it is bringing out those details very good. I love the way this turns out, you guys. It's one of my favorite snowmen ever. So when you throw out a couch or whatever, something gets ruined like that, make sure you pull off those legs. My husband thought I was insane when I kept them, but I'm so glad I did. Now I'm just trying to figure out which of these cut up sweater arms that I want to use, and I do end up going with this lighter pink. I also do not finish up the details on this snowman. I don't know what's going on with me, but you do get to see the finished thing. I do tie this hat, and we cut some little frills on the top of it, and I show you what I'm adding, but I don't get that very last part on there. I really enjoy creating snowmen with different things, thrifted items, like that bunny that you can get for $1.25, and you can create different things with it. I've created several different projects with those bunnies. And then, of course, things that you would typically throw out or donate, you can create things with those as well. You just have to look at it in a different way, a creative way, and you'll be surprised at the things you can create from garbage. So I'm just adding a cute little scarf, and we're going to add a little button accessory and all that good stuff. But in the end, this turns out to be so cute and something that you can sit out each year on your mantle or on a shelf, even a tier tray. It's a little heavy, but I think that it'll hold up on there. So this is the little button I'm going to add, and I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you'll create something similar and look at your trash a little differently. And here's how she ended up. Isn't she darling? Okay, guys, today was the 12 Days of Christmas, day number 6, Snowman, hosted by Rustic and Lace DIY and Krista's Crafty Life. If you enjoyed this video, please think of giving me a thumbs up, subscribing, hitting that bell so you never miss a video, and as always, stay peachy.